Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's MTV's The Challenge Battle of the Seasons Episode 5 review. This episode, it starts off with the elimination game that they left us off with last week. And it's going to be Big Easy and Camilla against JD and Devin. And that big greasy bastard quits. Personally, I'm not surprised. I had no faith in Big Easy to do this game, but I feel so bad for Camilla. This was really depressing to watch this. I mean, the game is water torture. So what this consists of are the guys get dunked upside down into this big tub of water. And while they're going down, this sends the girls up to solve this big puzzle. It's all they got to do. Hold their breath. And Camilla and Big Easy are actually winning. But of course, Big Easy taps out. He can't do it. He gives up, just like he always does. And Camilla is freaking out. She's crying over this. She says it's not fair that he's going to quit and I have to go home. She's like, I'll climb this wall by myself. It was really sad. And then she goes off on him and calls him a loser and all this other crap, which is all true. And Trishelle's like, she shouldn't have said those things to Big Easy no matter what he did. He's not on your team. Put him on your team and see what you say about this guy. Camilla told the truth. She said you ruined our team. You're a loser. You're a quitter. And even at the end of the game, because of they forfeit basically, so Devin and JD win. Even at the end, TJ says that. He's like, man, I hate nothing more than quitters. And Big Easy's like, oh, we weren't going to do it anyway. And I'm thinking, you were winning. So he's got a lame reason. And it was just, he's a joke. He always has been. And I really hope MTV never brings him back. Because he can't do it. And if they do bring him back, I hope it's without a team and he's just riding solo. Because then you'll see just how bad he is. The only reason he ever makes it anywhere in these games is because teams carry Big Easy's ass. Every single time. And Devin trying to defend this guy, I hope she goes home soon too, just because of that. I mean, I couldn't believe she tried to defend him. So yeah, sucks for Camilla. She definitely is a person I thought deserved to be there. And the fact that she had to go home because of Big Easy is a shame. But yeah, that's what happened. And so now we got Devin and JD. They go back to Team Brooklyn. And the next day we see the challenge, which is a trivia game. And Trishelle is apparently dehydrated. She can't compete in this game, even though all she has to do is sit there and then take a dump into the water if she gets a question wrong. So that was kind of strange. But I actually enjoyed this challenge. It was just the teams answering questions, but I thought it was pretty entertaining. And they were just going back over like old Gauntlet, fresh meat type stuff. But it was still an entertaining challenge. And New Orleans is out first, so they're immediately going into elimination. And then we have San Diego wins the challenge. They're actually doing very well. They didn't have to like cheat or swerve anybody or use an alliance. They've just been playing really good games. So San Diego has to choose who they want to face New Orleans. And with New Orleans being part of their alliance, they want to give them the options. So I thought that was cool of them too. And it's between Vegas and Brooklyn. And they end up going with Brooklyn again. So at the arena, it comes down to Preston and Mackenzie for New Orleans going up against Chet and Sarah from Team Brooklyn. And they decide to make it an endurance game, which is the game where you have to hit the big balls back and forth. So apparently they have changed this into a best of 3. You get 3 90-second rounds. And from what I have heard, the reason they did this was because the first time they did the endurance challenge, it was Austin versus Fresh Meat. But it was supposed to be for 5 minutes, but instead of doing that, the teams just waited until the time was about to run out, and then they just hit the balls as fast as they could. So they kind of just rigged the game. So I think that's why they made it best of 3 this time. And it comes down, it's kind of, no, it's not really close. The first round was close. Second round, it was just domination by Team Brooklyn. So Preston and McKenzie get sent home. Nobody's really surprised. And afterwards, we see Knight and Jimmy. I think that's her name. And Knight says he realizes what a mistake he made by sending in Preston instead of himself, because now they're a team with only 2 members, and that's definitely a target on their back. And that was it. So I did enjoy this week's episode. It's bittersweet for me because I do not like Big Easy at all. If you've watched my reviews on these episodes, I've pretty much had something negative to say about the guy the entire time. And I would definitely not do that if he tried. If he tried to compete. I think it was the first challenge he fell off, didn't take responsibility. The second one, he cost them the game, and they sent Brandon in. He wouldn't send himself in. So he's just always screwing up. It's his own fault. But anyways, next week's episode looks really good. Because it looks like it has an interesting challenge, and it looks like Zach is going to get into it with Alton, and I think there's going to be a lot of drama going on there, so it does look like a good episode next week. And like I said, this episode was kind of bittersweet. Big Easy goes home, but he also has to take Camilla with him, and that just sucked. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this week's episode of the Challenge Battle of the Seasons. Hope you guys like this video. Leave your thoughts on this week's episode in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye.